Yo, what's going on, guys? Dr. P here. Welcome back to another video. I really appreciate you taking the time to stop back by. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you might be asking yourself, Dr. P, really another FoV video? And to that, I have a few responses. Number one, it's a hot topic. It's what people want to talk about, and it's been highly successful on the channel in the past couple of videos. So if you're one of those people who started watching because you're hyped about a potential FoV slider coming to Warzone, smash a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. It's also just an incredibly important feature to have in this game to keep up with competitors, to make the fan base happy, to bring fairness between console and PC, so many reasons. Today, I thought we would take a look at a couple more prime examples of just how unfair it is between PC and console when PC players can utilize an FoV, which makes it just so much easier to see people. So check out this first clip from Reddit. It is from user Starwave. So he is going down the staircase at Nova, and everything looks completely normal, right? Like everything's going completely fine. You wouldn't expect anything's about to happen, and then all of a sudden he gets killed from behind. Not too weird, but then when you look at the way he died, the guy literally jumped right in front of his face, but was apparently just a few degrees, a few smidges off of his screen. If he had an FoV slider on and was at 120, there's no doubt he would have seen this guy. It would have zoomed out enough to where he could have seen that guy right out the window or out the door or anything like that. So this is pretty much, in my opinion, a prime example of just how bad it can get. Like, this literally wouldn't have happened with two PC players playing against each other, and that's the kind of disparity that exists in Warzone right now. And yeah, it's interesting, it's just ridiculous, and you're pretty much forced to play against it too, because through my experience, at least like half the time that you try and turn off crossplay on console, it just doesn't work. Let me know if that's the same for you guys. So this next clip comes from user Lord Tuxigo, and it shows just how unfair console players could potentially have it if their PC counterparts were correctly equipped with the right equipment. This is 120 FoV plus a 32:9 aspect ratio in game, which overlaps. You can combine them, believe it or not, and it essentially creates yet another FoV slider on top of your currently existing FoV slider, just kind of multiplying the field of view that you have ultimately. For this, you have to have the right setup, either like two monitors and you stretch the view, or one extremely wide TV with a wide aspect ratio to match. But yeah, you can see the difference between just straight up 80 FoV and nothing else, exactly the way console has it, versus 120 FoV the way most PC players have it, and then probably a very select few amount of people end up putting it on the 32:9 aspect ratio, increasing their vision tenfold. Like, this is essentially 200 plus FoV, right? Like, you talk about 200 IQ moves. Yeah, it's a 200 IQ play to get the 200 FoV with the 32:9 aspect ratio on the 120 FoV. Oh my god, that's a mouthful. I knew this existed, like I knew you could stretch the screen out, but seeing it like this combined with the FoV slider just makes it like, whoa, doggy, like that is next level. And like, if you're playing against somebody on console, it's over. The guy with the 32:9 and 120 FoV is gonna just have infinitely more angles and potential lines of sight to see the person before they could even react, which is my concerning part. I think you need to either add 120 FoV into the game for console players, at a minimum like 95 or 100, or have the permanent ability to make sure that you can only play against other console people, right? And I know, like, technically you can turn crossplay off, but I've had so many issues trying to turn that off when I have my Xbox Series S and I try and play against only Xbox users. It just doesn't work a majority of the time, so that is definitely a little concerning. Now, granted, most people are not playing like that. I mean, there's probably some, and I bet you there are going to be more people that do it, but it's mostly not that bad. I'm just trying to show you guys the potential that PC players have versus console players pretty much being locked in at 80 and unable to change it. Now, like I mentioned in my last video, the new Call of Duty Alpha does not have an FoV slider in the game yet, but last year, Black Ops Cold War put an FoV slider in their beta, so they also didn't have one in their alpha. I'd say there's a high percentage chance, pretty much locking it in, if the new Call of Duty ends up putting an FOV slider in their game ultimately, right? Like, we don't know if it'll be in the beta or not, but if it does come in the beta like it did last year, that would be confirmation that it's coming to the game. Maybe they'll come out and say, like, yeah, it's not coming to the beta or the alpha, but it's planned to come out for the release date of the game. Like, all we need is a launch day FOV slider on console, and we'll know they're in the right direction to get Warzone and FOV slider as well, with all of the integrations going on between those games. And the way Cold War is on console right now, it just only makes sense to put an FOV slider in eventually. I'd expect one by the end of the year, but my mind would change if there was no FOV slider in Call of Duty Vanguard. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like, did you guys even know you could stretch it out like this on PC and basically multiply your FOV even more? It kind of shocked me to see just how weird it is. Like, you can see in that clip this guy's entire riot shield. Like, just compare that to the view of a normal riot shield in game playing on 80 or even 120 FOV. It's just through the roof different, and that's where I kind of have some issues with that. And I'm not saying that shouldn't be allowed, I'm just saying we should have some more fairness, right? Like, if we're going to encourage crossplay and we're going to encourage all this new transformation stuff in gaming, then we need to have even playing grounds as much as we can get. PC is always going to be superior to console in almost every way, but there are definitely improvements that can be made as of right now to boost the experience for people playing on console and to lower that disparity between the two platforms. Hey, thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, or you'll make Baby Groot in his PlayStation Cup very sad. Hope you have a great day, and peace.